Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 17th of December. I'm going to start with France today with the CAC because it's got the nicest wave count to the downside, which is also in line with the US indices as well. So what I mean by that is that we've had our retracement into our target area here, and now we're looking for 5 waves moving down through to here for wave 1 and then back for wave 2, which will give us the setup to trade short from that point. So with this here, we can see that we've got down for 1 here, back for 2 here, and then we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave. Then the fourth wave pulling back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, and then we're looking for the fifth wave to move lower here. So we're probably about a good halfway through that particular move here. The 4,800 here will give a nice support, and we can look for an ABC bounce back to the 50-60% area. Yeah, so may not reach that, so just be a bit mindful of that. This A, B and C here, we're looking for 5 waves in this last wave here, so just be mindful that you'll also be into group 2 area here too. So between 800 and 900 we've got group 1, which is 10, 20 and 30, then the midpoint 50, and then we've got group 2, 65, 72 and 80 in here. So that group 2 will be the target area there, and we can look to short that. We can also draw a line through from the low to wave B here as an A and a B and a C here, and look to short that in this space here as well. Also look to add into this too once this becomes the retested resistance here too on 4.8. There will be a bounce here on this because it will be the old lows there as well, and you could short that bounce too, but also too once that 4.8 here becomes the retested resistance, they will be going down much further, and we'll talk about those numbers later, but basically looking at another short trade over here for that. Yeah, so what I want to put out here, this is really nice move down here where we've got some of the other markets that we'll look at. This particular rally here overlaps wave 1 over here, so it's put me into a bit of a difficult situation. So let's go in and have a look at that difficult situation. So let's start with Germany here. So with the DAX here, we're looking much the same. We're looking down from an ABC here for wave 4, and we're looking down for wave 1 and 2 and going down for 3. So I'm considering this being in line with the US markets. It's possible that from wave 4 here we have this wave 5 down here, and we've got a low in place, and that's it. That's the end of that structure at that point. This particular move up through here, it could be counted as wave 1. I can see how it could be labelled that, and then an ABC back for wave 2 into the 50-60% area. But once that low, or if this low here is taken out, well, let's just say the 10,800 becoming the retested resistance. Once this is trading below here, then we know that we're on the right track. We just need to be a little bit mindful because really, this move up through here didn't really reach the 50% retracement level or the 61.8% retracement level either for wave 2. On our website, we've got this also labelled here too as a wave 1 to here, wave 2 to here, nice strong third wave to here, fourth wave to here, and then one more wave down here as a fifth wave here. So that's there as well. But let's just go in a bit closer and look at this here and come up, view the problems and find solutions. So on the hourly chart here, I've got this counted up here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave up here, but it can be counted wave 1 and 2 here, wave 3 here, wave 4 here, and then all of this is wave 5 here. So it could be counted as wave 5. It could also be counted, because we didn't reach the 61.8% mark here, it could also be counted as an A wave here, B wave here, and C wave over here as well. So basically up for an A wave, back for a B wave because it's moved back to its 50-60% retracement level here, from this high, this low here to this high here. The 61.8% comes in there, so we know that there is support here. So what I was suggesting is we want that support to become the resistance, and then we know that we'll be on the right track. So this count moving down through here with the CAC, for instance, in the US markets, we could count it as wave 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, back for the fourth wave, and down for the fifth wave. But it's difficult to count it as a fourth wave here because it's overlapping wave 1 here. So it's difficult to do that. You know, should we be labeling it wave 1 here and then wave 2 here? I mean, this move down here is not showing me that it's a impulsive wave. So it's got support on its 61.8% over here. It's also got support over here. So from this move up here, which looks a little impulsy to me, and this could turn into an impulse, but it could be counted as corrective. So the 10,800 here has got support here from the 61.8%. So we need that breach there as well. As a starting point. So if we've got short trades in here, we can bring the stop down to this point here, at least for the next session here. Yeah, so it's just not counting very well. That's my issue here, and there's a couple of, there's a few things that we need to basically look at with all of this. So it could be counted as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then coming down here for 5. So it could do that and make one more low here, okay? Then have an ABC pattern back up 50-60% and then down from that point. And if that's going to be the case, then we can just grab one of these and we can look to short it over here. Even if we do get stopped out over here, with this going back up here. So once this low comes into place here, if that's going to be the case, we could look for the 61.8% retracement level and just keep that stop out of the way at that point, look at it at that point there, trying to find that one. So, all indications that we're moving lower, but we just need to watch out for the bumps and the rallies in all of this. So let's just keep the stop out of the way for the time being. This is also a little bit like same for the UK market. So, well, not actually. So let me just have a look at the 4-hour chart here. So this is traveling nicely here. So, oops, this is the S&P. That's not what we're looking at, beg your pardon. This one here. So once again, in this case here, the market's pulled back into its 50-60% retracement level and given a nice correction as an A and a B and a C here. So that's why, I think that the DAX will move lower. And this is quite a nice pattern here. Once again here, I've got it counted as wave 4 here with wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in line with the US markets to some degree. But it's possible that this could be 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. I don't think so, but it's possible. We have to talk about them, Some things are obvious to some and not to others. So look, in this case here, we're looking for it to move lower. And this is a corrective pattern here that's moved back into its space here. So we can move down. The only hitch here that we're looking at is the 6,800. The 8's important. So now we want to see that as the retested resistance. So what I mean, that will come down here, bounce off that, come through here, go back and test it, put your line under here and short it from that point there. So that's kind of how simple it can be. Let's have a look at the 1-hour chart for this. So a little bit like the DAX. So from the top here, we got wave 1 and 2 here, then we've got 5 waves down here for wave 3. Then if this is wave 4 here, it comes back up and overlaps this. So, do we accommodate that and say that that's okay? And we'll call this wave, this 5th wave down here as wave 1 and look for the ABC rally back for here. We can certainly keep our stop here on this one because it's moved up high. This is a 61.8% at this low here. So keeping the stop there or just out of the way is fine. So, but just to let you know that, yeah, this is nice and corrective here. This is not perfect here. So, you know, can we accommodate that that error there, or does this mean something else? Does it mean down for 1 and back for 2, down for 1 and back for 2, down for 1 and back for 2? And this is why I've got this under here as well, because once we've got that low in place here and this moves back up and retests the 6.8 and then drops down again here, then would need to be short from that low there as well. So we still want to keep edging into the short side here. The 6,800 is a minor level, and the next level that we're looking down is a medium level down here at 6,500. So this being a corrective pattern here makes it a continuation pattern of the trend here. So we will be taking these lows out here. This is the time to build into this market here, and also UK stocks as well. And the Italy, the MIB here, the same thing as well. The 5 waves here is not too bad. As you can see, we've got 1 and 2 here, nice strong 3rd wave here. 4th wave here, just kind of breaches, touches there, says hello, and then we'll look for 5 waves down here. So we should see another retest coming back up into this space here, retesting the 19,000, but anyway, looking for that short, so we've still more downside to here, so be careful about shorting it here. If you're going to do that, keep it really small. You could be right, and it just could keep cascading down too. So we're in a 3rd wave, so we can't expect all wave 2s to have their full retracements, but it did in this case, so it may do in this case. Once that low's in place, we can look at the 50-60% retracement level, but certainly we want to be on the short side there. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in, always much appreciated. Cheers.